Hello everyone, welcome to BISP Training's YouTube channel. My name is Sumit and I'm a subject matter expert in Salesforce. This is my another video in Salesforce Analytics Cloud, and in this video I'm going to demonstrate you how to change measures using a toggle. We can call it as a pile box as well, or we can call it as a toggle box. So first of all, let me show you the exact requirement and then we'll see how to achieve that in Analytics Cloud. So let me show you my requirement. That's my dashboard which I have prepared in Wave Analytics, and this dashboard will be representing one chart which contains the average of departure miles or sum of miles and sum of miles. So basically, as you can see here, there's a toggle button and we have average delay and sum of miles, and when I select average delay, this chart will be displaying the value, that is sum of delay, departures delay in minutes, and when I click on sum of miles, so it says sum of distance miles. So that's the requirement I have. So basically I want that one chart should be get affected, or the measure of this chart will get updated based on the selection I made in this toggle box. We might have this kind of requirement couple of times while we working on real dashboards. So this is one of a requirement of my client. So I'm just displaying that how I achieved this in Wave Analytics. So let's begin this from the beginning. So very first thing I'm doing is I will be going to close this dashboard. It's a custom dashboard and I just leave it as it is. I'm not going to use it. I'm going to create a new dashboard, and the data set I'm using this for this dashboard will be on time data set. So I click on time data set, and in this on time data set, the very first visualization, very first lens I'm going to create, that would be sum of distance in miles, and group by carrier, and I transform into columns, and quickly I clip it and add it on a dashboard. So you can see a new carrier 1 has been added on a dashboard. Then I again get back to lens and I transform this into, instead of sum, I'll convert this into average of departure delay in minutes, and it also grouped by carrier. So again I clip this and add it on the dashboard as a step. Because my lens work is finished, so I can close this lens, and now we'll be going to customize our dashboard. So first of all, I drag and drop this carrier 1. This will be representing sum of distance miles. Carrier 2 would be representing average of departures delay in minutes. And later on we'll be going to combine both of them and will be get reflected by using a toggle box. So I'm going to add a toggle box here. So just click on this icon, is more section, and click on toggle. So just drag and drop the toggle, and in this toggle I drop the carrier 2 step, and you can see we have got the values. So this toggle box will be using the values from carrier 2. So the step which would be associated with this toggle box will be carrier 2. Now let's begin the customization, and I'm going to open it. So I'll just open its JSON file. First of all, I just save it and give a name as custom dashboard and save it under my shared app. Save this. We can preview this as well whenever we are selecting. So this will reflect only this particular chart and also this one as well. So I'll just roll back to the previous step, initial stage, click on edit, and I'm going to customize the JSON for this. So I simply press Ctrl E and it will give you a JSON for this particular dashboard. Now as you can see here, we have got steps. So there's a step for carrier 2, which would be calculating the average of departures delay minutes. Then we have carrier 1 step, which would be calculating sum of distance miles. Then we have widgets for chart 1, for chart 2, and for pile box. That is pile box. And this pile box, we have a major field as average departures delay minutes. Now I will be going to customize it. So very first thing is I'm going to add a new step here. So I'm going to add a new step. So I'll just customize this one and press a comma, and I'm going to add a new step. So let's start building this app. I'm going to add a step here. So I give a name as toggle_selector. That's a step. And within this, select mode is single. Then I define values to it. Values. And the values for this would be, first it will be display as average delay, and the value for this display would be double quotes. The value for this display would be average, and it will calculate departures delay in minutes. That's the same step we have in carrier 2, departures delay in minutes. So we can copy the same as well. Departures delay in minutes. So it will be calculating this one and this one, and close this. Then I want to add one more step for this, and the display would be sum of miles, comma, value, and the value would be, it will be displaying sum, comma, distance miles, and this bracket close, two brackets and comma, and we will be adding some parameters to it. So I'll set that em. Em is basically, this is for the data set we'll be using here, and the data set name is on time data set. Data set name is same, that's the same data set, on time. So I set the data set name, and I set is global is equal to false, start, and here I set start. So by default it will be calculating average and departures delay minutes. This will be the default value. So it would be go in. So be very careful while defining the syntaxes, because, and then I set use global set to true, type is equal to static, it would be a static list, and I'll set is set. So these properties we can change later on as well. So type is equal to, so I have added a new step named as toggle selector in single mode. and average delay. So there would be two syntax, there will be two labels, average delay and sum of miles, and their values are, when we select average delay, it will, the value will be average delay departures minutes, and when we select display sum of miles, it will calculate sum of distance miles, and on time, average delay, and that's all. Now next is we have to bind this toggle selector with the widget. Basically we have to bind it with our pile box. So we have pile box, and first of all I remove this measure field, and instead of carrier to step, the step will be toggle underscore selector. Compact is equal to false and link type is equal. Let's test this much first. So I'll just click on done, and you can see here the toggle box which we have added, it has been successfully displaying only two values, the average delay and sum of miles. If I preview it, we can select one by one average delay and sum of miles. If we want to change their properties, we have an option to change the properties, widget style we can customize, step we can change, single selection, multi selection, and initial filter will be average of departures delay minutes. That's what we define in JSON. Now we need to bind this particular chart, we need to change this, we need to bind this chart. I want to bind this chart, that's the this is for carrier 2. So basically I want to bind this chart with this toggle box, and if I select average delay, this chart should display average delay. If I say sum of miles, so this chart should display sum of miles, and then I would not be requiring this particular chart. So because we would like to make change in this particular widget, and that its step is carrier 2, so I open JSON again, select step carrier 2, and here this measure, instead of this measure I'm going to customize the measure. I will change the measure, and the measure will be based on the selection we select in the toggle box. So that's the measure. I set the measure selection toggle. So I just make a change in the step carrier 2, and the measure is selection toggle selector. Let's click on done and figure it out. You can see I'm getting an error message because, and what's the error? The manipulation got type is wrong. So basically it is not associated with any data right now. So we have to specify here. I'll just set EM, and it should be associated with on time. And let's click on done and test it. So, and one more thing we have to do is we have to remove this aggregate flex here. Now let's test it. So let me click on done and save it, and now you can see we have got a proper chart, and by default it is displaying count of rows. So don't worry about it, because when we preview it and click on average delay, you can see the chart is displaying average of departures delay in minutes, and when I click on sum of miles, this chart will be successfully turned into sum of distance miles. Now I'm not requiring this particular widget, so I can remove this widget, and I will left only with this default chart widget. Let's preview again, and we have average delay and sum of miles. So that's how we can bind a chart, or we can change the measure by using a toggle or a pile box. So that's all in this video. I hope you found this video interesting. If that's so, don't forget to press like button. If you have any comments, you can share your comments in you can write your comments in comment box. You can subscribe our YouTube channel for more videos on Salesforce or Salesforce Analytics Cloud, and also in different topics. Keep watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.